of starting this car up. Today we're at Tuna Canyon Drive, and this is one of my favorite roads in the Los Angeles area. Up here it's a two-way, but we're gonna come down to a section that's one-way at a certain point. And it's just amazing. It's super tight and twisty, as you can see. We're not going super fast right now because, well, it is two-way. As you can see, there's no dividing line here, so it's kind of unsafe to go super fast in this section. And there's people's houses and things that you want to be respectful. You don't want to make a lot of noise. Luckily, we can control that with our buttons down here. You know, we have sport mode and we have an exhaust valve that we can open separately. So I have the exhaust valve closed right now, and that just helps me be a little bit more respectful to the people who live up here. But once we get to the one-way road, there's really nobody living there and there's no oncoming traffic. So it's actually a really great place, really, you know, where you're not bothering anybody else when you're enjoying your car. All right, so here's the one-way section. So we're gonna set things up to be the most analog possible with our buttons down here. So we're gonna open our exhaust valve, obviously, and we're gonna turn off our stability control and traction control, which you can do by just holding this button here. Oh, looks like we had somebody going past us. So we might actually just chill and wait here for a second so that we don't catch up to him on the way down. All right, so we've let that SUV driver go for a second, so maybe I'll just shut up and drive, and we can listen to that flat six sing. Nice little stop sign here. I wouldn't have the confidence to drive like this on this road with a lot of other cars because they just don't have that mechanical grip. Even if you have like something electronic sticking you to the road, nothing compares with that security that's provided by the tires touching the road and letting you know, hey, we're stuck, which is that feeling that this car gives you. This road is just so insane though. It's like just the craziest views, the craziest drops, the craziest corners, and it's one way, so you're not worried about blasting into somebody coming the other direction. You can just focus on driving. And there's a lot of rock slides and stuff up here, so you do have to be careful. You definitely can't be going 10/10 up here. There is an element of unpredictability to some degree. And I'm not even really giving it full throttle because we're in first gear here. I have the traction control off. I mean, you can hear that motor is just screaming. It's honestly almost too much horsepower for this kind of downhill. As much as I might like more horsepower on other roads, for this road, it's actually a bit much. There's a lot of stop signs here so that you get a chance to make sure there's no rock slides. This is actually up where we had the wildfires not too long ago, so maybe some of those routes. Oh my God. Maybe some of those roots that were holding the dirt in place are damaged. I don't know. So maybe there's more rock slides than usual. Maybe it's time to be a little bit careful up here, but it's just such a beautiful road and such a lovely car to be driving on it. God, it's so pretty up here too. You really don't get to explore much of the gearbox on this road. And I mean, that's part of the reason a lot of people complain about the long gears on this car, is you don't spend a lot of time shifting. And so first gear feels a little short, second gear feels a little long on that section of road. Well, now we're at the more bumpy lower section of Tuna Canyon. We really got to be a bit more careful here for just debris and bumps, because as you can tell, the road is not perfectly maintained here. Yeah, like this is a rally stage at this point. Like the way this car just exits corners, it's so brutal in the best way possible. Okay, whoa, it's also brutal over bumps like that. Oh, man. And now we're down here at PCH. So, yeah, PCH is basically not the place to be driving like that. Yeah, especially after the fires, there's a lot of construction on PCH, and it's just an army of police officers enforcing a 25 mile per hour zone. And so yeah, I'm gonna turn the cameras off here because it's just gonna be boring. We're gonna be driving at 25 miles per hour. It's gonna be a beautiful road with ocean, but just ruined by speed limits and regulations and stuff. So yeah, that's unfortunate. But if you want to see the full video about this car, why it's you know, good, what's bad about it, what's brutal, I have a video called Living with a 2016 GT4, the good, the bad, and the brutal. Go check that video out. If you love cars, I make videos about lots of different, oh, see what I was talking about, cop right there. But anyways, if you love cars and you love videos about cars, go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to be making a lot more videos about this GT4, about my daily, my 540i, and other random cars that my friends have. So yeah, stick around. Have a good one, guys.